The June 2nd primaries are almost here for the California 29th District. Hey, this is Zach. Let's just get this out of the way. On Christmas Eve 2025, I filed paperwork to run for the US House of Representatives for the California 29th Congressional District. Functionally, which is most of East San Fernando Valley minus Burbank, places like Arleta, Mission Hills, Pacoima, Panorama City, San Fernando, Sylmar, Valley Glen, Valley Village, Van Nuys, as well as my little pocket, Lake Balboa. I suspended my campaign in January when it became obvious I had started too late from a campaign donation standpoint. But I still live here. I still care about who represents this community. And the June 2nd primary, which is less than 2 weeks from now. This is a D+20 district, almost 2/3 Latino, heavily working class, one of the most Democratic districts in California. The Republican candidate in this race is meaningless. What does mean something is the Democratic candidates and who will actually fight for us. The 29th is not a wealthy district. Van Nuys has been waiting for transit investment that keeps getting promised and keeps getting deferred. San Fernando, a city entirely surrounded by Los Angeles, has been fighting for basic infrastructure for years. This district sends someone to Congress who represents a community that has been systematically underfunded, underserved, and underrepresented. With that in mind, let's look at the two Democrats on the ballot. Incumbent Luz Rivas has an MIT electrical engineering degree. She's got a Harvard master's in education. She's the first Latina to represent California 29 in Congress. She's the only Latina in Congress with a STEM background. She votes. 3 missed votes out of 529 since January of 2025. That's 99.4% attendance rate. It's better than just about all of her colleagues. She secured $4 million in community project funding for the district in the most recent appropriations package. Technology centers at CSUN and LA Valley College. Crisis response expansion in North Hollywood and Sun Valley. She's held a few town halls, a few. And I'm going to point out that there were times when I called to ask when the next town hall would be, only for her to surprise us the next week with one. Like a robocall 2 minutes before the town hall started. 2 minutes. She participated in an immigration forum at Pacoima Charter while ICE was actively terrorizing the San Fernando Valley. She voted against the NDAA. She introduced the Housing Without Fear Act to protect tenants from ICE. She introduced an environmental justice screening tool bill to help communities like Pacoima fight the Trump administration's polluters first agenda. Every bill she's introduced in the 119th Congress has been referred to committee and gone nowhere. The Housing Without Fear Act referred, no further action. The Multi-Generational Family Tax Credit Act referred, no further action. The AI for All Act referred, no further action. The Environmental Justice Screening Tool Act referred to the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which is controlled by Republicans who will bury it. Keep in mind, House Democrats are currently in the minority, and minority members introduce bills that go nowhere. However, many of her bills were introduced with 0 co-sponsors, which I find troubling. If she can't get a single colleague to put their name on her bill in the same caucus, what is she doing? Representative Rivas takes corporate PAC money. CHC Bold PAC, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus campaign arm. Anheuser-Busch's PAC, which has a plant about 2 miles from me. The Q3 2025 FEC disclosure showed only 43% of her fundraising came from individual donors. The rest came from institutional sources. That is the definition of a corporately funded campaign. Now, none of this makes Luz Rivas a bad person, just a normal incumbent Democrat. However, the 29th and America need more than normal. Then there is Angelica Duenas. Born and raised in the East San Fernando Valley, Roscoe Elementary, Byrd Middle School, Polytechnic High School, LA Valley College, then Cal State LA for her bachelor's in political science, Woodbury University for her master's in organizational leadership, mother of 5, 2-term president of the Sun Valley Area Neighborhood Council, Also for transparency, I'm on the Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, though our paths have never crossed. She has yet to take corporate PAC money and has entirely funded her campaign by individual donors. Her campaign website says it plainly. This is people over PACs, and it only works if you step in. Her platform? Abolish ICE, Medicare for all, free public college, end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, a Green New Deal, full accountability on the Epstein files. No corporate strings on any of it. In the 2024 primary, Duenas ran against Rivas in the first contested primary for the seat in years. She got 24% with almost no money and no institutional support. Rivas got 49%, but Duenas ran that campaign without a single corporate dollar, against an incumbent-backed candidate with the endorsement of Tony Cardenas, the outgoing rep, also the California Speaker, the AFL-CIO, and half the state party. Duenas is the underdog. What does that say about her persistence for the community, and what do they actually want from their representation? Well, I mean, she keeps showing up and asking for accountability. When a seat is D plus 20, when a Republican has not won this district in living memory, the primary is the election. Whoever wins on June 2nd is going to Congress. That means the only real accountability moment the voters of the 29th district have is right now. This primary. In safe seats, incumbents know they can coast. They take PAC money, they introduce bills with no co-sponsors and call it a legislative record. And they win anyway because the alternative is a Republican. We don't want that. Angelica Duenas is imperfect. She's not an institutional candidate either. What she has is a consistent answer to one question. Who do you answer to? And her answer has been the people in this district. In 2026, with the House majority on the line, this is a seat the state and the National Party will take for granted. This race is going to be decided by the people who actually show up to vote in the June 2nd primary. It's a California primary, which means typically a very small number of people will decide the outcome. That means your vote, if you live in the 29th Congressional District, carries more weight than almost anywhere else in California right now. Democrats need to take the House in November. The 29th will vote Democratic in November. The question is, which Democrat? Now, primaries are really cool because we have more power than the party elites have here. And I believe that Democratic districts should not be safe for incumbent Democrats who stop being accountable. I believe this district deserves a representative who is as uncomfortable in Washington as her constituents are in the Valley. And I believe that the threat of a real primary challenge, whether Duenas wins or not, is the only thing that keeps incumbents honest in districts where Republicans can't do anything. Luz Rivas is not a villain. She's a first-term member of Congress in a minority caucus, doing what first-term members do, surviving, positioning, possibly building relationships, securing appropriations for the district, introducing bills that signal values, even when they can't pass. But the 29th Congressional District is heavily Latino. It includes some of the most pollution-burdened communities in all of Los Angeles. It has a median household income significantly below the California average. It deserves a representative who shows up for her constituents. Angelica Duenas has been fighting to represent the people of the 29th District for almost a decade, without the advantages her opponent has. To me, that sounds like an actual fighter. You should have your ballot already. Make sure you have it submitted by June 2nd. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. And long live democracy.